This chapter is told from Daenerys Targaryen's perspective, a 13 years old girl. And by now, she's no longer just a scared little girl being handed over in marriage. She's the Khaleesi of a Dothraki horde, riding across the vast grasslands they call the Dothraki Sea. The chapter captures her transformation from a quiet, obedient sister to a fierce woman beginning to claim her own strength and identity. We also see her complicated relationship with her abusive brother Viserys, her evolving bond with Khal Drogo, and even the first whispers of something mystical, the dragons, and what they might mean for her. It's a slow-burning but powerful chapter of change, pain, and rebirth. So, Dany's up on this high ridge with Ser Jorah, looking down at a never-ending plain. There's no buildings, no roads, nothing, just green grass rolling like waves. Jorah calls it the Dothraki Sea, and Dany totally gets why. It's beautiful, peaceful. Jorah starts telling her about all the different grasses, red ones, blue ones, rainbow-colored ones, even this creepy ghost grass from the Shadowlands that glows in the dark and kills everything around it. Dothraki say it'll one day cover the whole world and end life. That freaks Dany out. She tells him to drop the ghost grass horror stories. Behind them, the rest of their group is trying to catch up. Her handmaids are chill, but Viserys? Man's struggling. Can't ride, can't lead, can't shut up. Illyrio begged him to stay back in Pentos, but nope. Viserys wants his crown now. He talks big, throwing around threats like, "I'll wake the dragon." But it's clear he's way out of his depth out here. Dany's not in the mood to hear him rant today. It's too nice a day. She feels free, alive, happy. She tells Jorah to stay behind and orders the others to hold back, and he's impressed. Tells her she's starting to sound like a queen, but Dany corrects him. She's a Khaleesi now. Then she just takes off, riding down the ridge fast and wild, wind in her hair, heart racing. And in that moment, for the first time in her life, she actually feels like a princess. But it wasn't always like this. Right after her wedding, they set off for Vaes Dothrak, and within 3 days Dany was ready to collapse. Saddle sores, blisters, aching muscles. She was in hell. Drogo didn't care. Barely spoke to her by day, parted with his boys at night, then came to her tent before dawn and took her the Dothraki way. From behind, silent, rough, and cold. She cried herself to sleep more than once. She wanted to die. She was seriously thinking about ending it all. But that night, she had this wild dream, just her and a dragon, black, bloody, eyes like lava. It opened its jaws and sang to her in flame, and she let it burn her all the way. She didn't feel pain, just strength, like she was being reborn. And when she woke up, something had changed. The pain wasn't as bad. Even her handmaids noticed it. She stood near her dragon eggs, touched one, the biggest, black and red like the dream dragon, and it felt warm, weirdly warm. Was she dreaming again? Who knows? But she started to toughen up, for real. Day by day, she got stronger. Her body adapted. Riding got easier. Even her silver horse, she never gave it a name, but she loved that creature, seemed to understand her like a best friend. Irri taught her the Dothraki way to ride, but really it was the silver who showed her how to move like she belonged. And now, with the pain fading, Dany started to actually see the world around her, not just suffer through it. Every new place looked fresh and untouched. She saw rivers, villages, ancient cities full of ghosts, forests filled with tigers and lemurs, though they always ran from the Khalasar. Even when she was sore after a full day, the pain felt kind of sweet now. She came to love it. Even her nights with Drogo started to change. She still cried sometimes, but not always from pain. She kept riding alone, deeper into the grasslands, away from the noise, away from Viserys. She felt one with the land. The smells of the Dothraki, grass, sweat, oil, horse, they were hers now too. But then he came, Viserys, stormed in like a madman, yanked his horse around too hard, nearly fell off, then started screaming at her. How dare she give commands to him? He grabs her, shakes her, digs his fingers into her chest. The dragon-waking nonsense starts again. Dany doesn't take it this time. She shoves him hard. He's stunned. She's never fought back before. He's about to go off when, crack, Jogo's whip wraps around his throat, pulls him down like a sack of potatoes. The Dothraki laugh at him. Jogo looks to Dany for orders. She says, "No, don't kill him." Someone jokes she should take an ear to teach him manners. But Dany doesn't want blood, just humiliation. She tells Ser Jorah to take Viserys' horse. That's like stripping away his identity. In Dothraki culture, if you don't ride, you're not a man. You're less than nothing. Let him walk back to the Khalasar. Viserys screams at Jorah to attack, calls Dany names, says he's king. But Jorah's done with him. He leads the horse away. Dany remounts her silver and leaves her brother behind, alone and seething in the grass. As they ride, Dany asks if he'll find his way back. Jorah's like, "Don't worry, even a blind fool like him can follow a trail. And if not, the Khalasar will find him." Dany realizes something. These lands feel like home. Not the stuffy halls of King's Landing. This. She hit her brother. She never thought she'd be strong enough. But now, she was. She asks Jorah, "Did I just wake the dragon?" He laughs. "Go. Rhaegar was the last dragon. Viserys? He's not even a shadow of a snake." It shakes Dany. Everything she believed starts crumbling. She says, "But you swore your sword to him." He replies, bitter, "Yeah, and if he's nothing, what does that make me?" Still, Dany defends Viserys. Kind of. But when Jorah asks honestly, "Would you want him to sit on the throne?" Dany pauses, thinks. He wouldn't be a very good king, would he? Jorah keeps it real. There have been worse, but not many. They ride on, and Dany brings up what Illyrio said, how the people are waiting for Viserys, praying for him to return. Jorah shuts that down too. The common folk don't care who sits the throne. They just want food, peace, and summer. It messes with her head, but it also makes sense. She asks him, "What do you pray for?" He says simply, "Home." And she whispers, "I pray for home too." He laughs. Then look around. But when Dany does, she doesn't see the plains anymore. She sees King's Landing, Dragonstone, all the places from her past, and maybe her future. Later, Dany and her handmaids are chilling in her tent. They're talking dragons. Doria shares this wild theory that dragons came from the moon. That once there were two moons, and one flew too close to the sun and cracked, unleashing dragons. One day, she says, the second moon will crack too, and the dragons will return. The other girls laugh it off. It is known that the moon is a god, not an egg. But Dany keeps thinking about eggs, about dragons. That night, she eats simple, calls Doria to stay, and they talk under the moonlight. Then, when Drogo arrives, Dany meets him at the tent flap, not afraid, not shy. She opens her robe and tells him, "Tonight, we go outside." Dothraki believe the big stuff in life should happen under the sky. She takes him to the grass, and this time, when he tries to take control, she says, "No, I want to see your face." She's not afraid of the Khalasar watching. She's Khaleesi. And as she rides him, she sees something in his eyes she's never seen before. Respect. Maybe even love. And when he finishes, he calls out her name. Sometime later, far from that moment, Jiki brushes Dany's stomach and says gently, "Khaleesi, you are with child." And Dany answers, calm and sure, "I know, it was her 14th name day." So this chapter ends with Daenerys finally stepping into her power, not because someone gave it to her, but because she took it. She stood up to her brother, claimed her role as Khaleesi, started to understand her husband, and felt the first signs of something new growing inside her. Not just a child, but something even bigger. If you liked this chapter, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for the next one, and turn that bell icon on so you don't miss next chapters.